everyone. Good morning and welcome to the CWF show, which is Conversations with Faith. That's me, the host. Conversations with everyday people, professionals, businessmen, women in Nigeria, West Africa, and globally, all over the world, sharing their experiences on how they start their careers and businesses. And they want to inspire you to do the same. And that's why we're here. Last year, we started the show. We had 3 seasons and it was mind blowing. We had people sharing experiences and we ended up with our Christmas edition, which was entertaining. Today won't be any different. We'll be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll meet our guests. In the meantime, call your friends, follow us on all our social media platforms on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. So this is me, your host, Faith Afolabi on the CWF show, and we're about to meet our guests on today's episode. Her name is Oluwaseun R, Olusegun, and she's a radio and TV broadcaster. I like the smile. Whenever you say that R, she just likes it. She's a Comperé and a voiceover talent. She's the host of a Breakfast in Bed, the Saturday breakfast show of Smooth 98.1 FM. She also hosts the Health and Jara, a podcast that focuses on health, communication, productivity, and other things relating to everyday issues. You guys go listen to our podcast. Just Google type Oluwasegun R. Olusegun. You get to listen, and it promises to be a wonderful one. I haven't listened to it though, but I know it is a good one. As a voiceover talent, she's worked on many projects involving notable brands and has facilitated teaching sessions on building a voiceover career for the voiceover workshop, of which she is an alumnae. She was a facilitator at the Voice Conference 01 and 02. I was the MC alongside other big wigs in the African voiceover industry. I don't like reading profiles, but it's good just so you can meet our guests. So let's meet you, Oluwaseun R. Olusegun. Why voiceover?
First, I really want to say thank you for having me here. It's always a pleasure. You know, it's not every day that the interviewer gets to be interviewed. So it's always a pleasure to have something like this. And why voiceover? It started, I've had the passion for voiceover for a while. I know passion is kind of cliche, but that's the truth. I've had it for a while. In fact, from when I was growing up, there were a lot of mysteries that I considered, or things that I considered mystery. For instance, I used to think that people who were radio broadcasters were actually in the radio. Ridiculous, I know. So it was one of those fascinating things. And also hearing or watching some commercials and not seeing the person who was reading it out, compared to, you know, how we would usually see the people in the TV stations who were broadcasting the news or whatever program it is that they were presenting. So hearing somebody's voice and not seeing them kind of intrigued me. And I liked the way they sold it to me, and, you know, all the commercials, how they drew me in with their voice, how they painted emotions and sold those things to me. So it piqued my interest, and I knew later on I was going to do it, just like I was going to do radio broadcasting or TV broadcasting at some point. So eventually I decided to take a step towards it. I always tell the story that my training to become a full-time voiceover didn't start out pleasantly, because it started out on the basis of a criticism when somebody told me that my voice was really flat and it could not do a voiceover job that I wanted to do. So from there on, I figured,
someone told you that?
Yes, somebody did, and I am quite grateful for it because it pushed me. So the truth is, before that comment was passed, I had been doing voiceovers. And anytime I actually listen back to those voiceovers I did before getting the training done, I always cringed because of the way it sounded. Even after getting the training, it did not mean that I became perfect. I mean, it just got better and I became aware of something. So basically, my journey to voiceover started a long time ago. I don't have a record of when it started, but then officially, let's just say 3 years back.
Awesome. So what did you study in school?
I studied nutrition and dietetics. I actually wanted to become a doctor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. And you still do that? Oh, that's why you have your podcast, sharing on health.
Yes. So I have always had that love for health education. And so the story is also that I wanted to study medicine so bad. I didn't get medicine, and eventually I ended up getting nutrition and dietetics. I became a clinical dietitian, at least through my internship. No, not internship, through my service year I served in the dialysis department of a hospital, and seeing all those patients, being in the internal medicine ward, seeing how depressing it was, and coupled with the healthcare situation of Nigeria, I figured, no, this is going to be too much for my mental state and my emotional state. I may not be able to cope with this. So instead, how about I tilt towards the preventive healthcare and advocacy and make people understand that the healthcare system in Nigeria is absolutely, I wanted to say shit, pardon my French. Yeah. Yeah, it's totally, it is in shambles, and so it's better for you not to be at the mercy of Nigeria's healthcare system. So
preventive
that's why
better than curative.
Exactly. So that's why I talk a lot about health.
Okay, so for your podcast, what's the audience like? Nigeria, globally?
Oh yeah, so my podcast it started out like a play. Yeah, I would say a play because it was just something. So I transitioned from being a TV broadcaster. I just wanted to take a break from TV, from all the glam, wearing clothes, making your face up and all that. I just needed a break from it, so I decided to go into podcasting. Even while I was a TV broadcaster, I would release short clips of stuff, and I found out that it was a bit difficult for me to keep up or be consistent with those short clips. So I decided to transition into audio production, where you don't need to see my face for you to get my content. So it was just basically an outlet to talk about health and other lifestyle issues. The audience, my primary audience in Nigeria, but then I do have people listening in. Anytime I check the analytics and I'm seeing people from United Kingdom, Canada, Sweden, I have people from South Africa, from India. I was actually surprised. I'm like, well, who listens? But then I guess, it's online, so I am on a couple of platforms, so I guess people get to stumble on it. So it's been a good one.
Okay, we'll be going on a very short break, guys. So if you're just joining in, this is me, Faith Afolabi, your host for the CWF show, and you've been speaking with Oluwasegun R. Olusegun, sharing her experience on how she started a career in voiceover artist. So stay tuned, don't go away. We'll be back. Okay, welcome back from that short break, and my name is Faith Afolabi, the CWF show host, and our guest today is Oluwasegun R, and she has been sharing her experience on how she started her career in voiceover artist. Okay, Seun, so we're getting more into the gist. This is just the last few questions, and then we'll call it a day. So do you have a mentor mentoring you on this journey? And if you do, how did you get one? Because I'm sure someone is living out there.
My mentor, I don't know if on a normal day I would have had the access to my mentor. So basically, God just, yes, I'm a believer. God just really gave my mentor to me. How I met my mentor was very, very interesting. So my concept of mentorship is that would be a story for another day. But my concept is conventional. So I believe in having just one mentor. No, I don't have a mentor for my career or my marriage or my finances. It's just one mentor because I have one life. My life is not segmented. So who I am at my workplace is who I am. In church is who I am at home. So the journey has been very good because my whole life takes a place, or it takes origin, or what's the word to use now? Basically, so everything emanates from a source. So my mentor gives me leading or guidance in every aspect, and it just spills over into every other aspect. But fortunately for me, my mentor is also in the media industry, so I get to have tips, I get to watch, I get to listen, I get to observe, I get to ask questions. So that's a bit about my mentorship journey. So definitely I would say you need a mentor in life because it helps you to have sight. And when I say sight, I mean there are some things that you think you need in that moment, but turns out you don't actually need it, or the things you think you really want will have consequences that you may not be prepared for. So having a mentorship to guide you in your journey or help you with the process just gives you better sight and helps you to chart the course faster so that you avoid some pitfalls that you are not in. You feel it's cool, but it may be a time bomb, or there are consequences you may not be able to handle. So I think that's my take.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to ask you because we want our government to hear this and also do something for people out there. So, what is one thing you like, maybe the Minister for Entertainment, Youth and Affairs, to do to help the people, the young men, young women out there into this vocation? What would you like the government to do?
This one is I don't know how we can separate it, because everything goes back to the government, not just federal government, but the state government. For instance, in Nigeria, practically in all sectors, what we call ease of doing business is a facade. So I would say first, the government should provide working situations that are not going to strangle the entrepreneur or young people generally. For instance, look at the Twitter ban. I got jobs from Twitter.
Wow.
There are a lot of things. We get jobs from online. I'm sure you, as a voiceover artist, you will understand, because we put our work out there. We put it in our bio that we are this, we are that. I'm a voiceover actor. I am a Comperé and all that. So people get to see that. I get to be recommended. Sometimes even when I apply for some stuff, all I have to do is send the link of my social media page. So you cracking down on that, for instance, just tells you may be saying, oh yes, we're trying to make life better for you, but your action says otherwise. So if you're not even able to do anything for the entrepreneurs in all sectors, don't strangle them. Don't stifle the working conditions, in quotes. I mean, look at power situation. Look at, trust me, this can be a rant. So basically, I'll just say the government should please try to make the ease of doing business really a reality. And also, don't strangle those people, those creatives. Please don't. Thank you.
Okay, so your last word for someone listening out there that wants to be Oluwaseun R, what would it be?
Okay, so for somebody who wants to become a voiceover actor or artist or talent, I would say just start. Just like if you want to go into the business of public speaking, start. In fact, I always tell the story of my podcast journey. When I became a podcaster, I started recording with my phone. So I didn't have an equipment. I didn't have a professional microphone, or I was not using my laptop when I started podcasting. So, but it was later on that I was able to get the equipment. But I got better. Anytime I listen to the first episode of my podcast, oh my God, I cringe again. So, but you know that as you get into it, you get better. So, and when you start, you get to understand more. And of course, professional training is always very important. But then even when you go for the professional training, you have to constantly practice. And then gradually, it's like a chiseling process. So the more you learn, the more you know what you want and what you do not want, and what you want to specialize in. So basically, just start and then learn along the way. Connect with people. There is a large network out there which social media affords you, and which our federal government is trying to stifle. But yes, it helps you. So you just have a network and reach out to people, learn, observe, ask questions. Don't be shy and don't be proud too. That always will help you.
Wow, guys, you've heard it. Just start, network, work hard. Start what you have, and you get there. Thank you so much, Oluwaseun R. Olusegun, for coming on this first episode of the 4th season of our show, and we're grateful for your time. Thank you for inspiring someone out there, because that's the main purpose of this show. So thank you guys for watching. This is the Conversations with Faith on McBridgeConsult YouTube channel. Please follow us, subscribe on our YouTube channel, follow us on all our social media handle scrolling right now in your screen. And for me, it's the bye for today. Bye.